Hello, Sagittarius Ascendant. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it quiet today. Not quite as exciting as usual. It's because everybody's asleep. It's 1:43 a.m. and I'm Polina, your crazy astrology lady, giving you a little bit of push towards the next phase of your life without needing to do too much, just to understand why and how you enter this world and why and how you leave. Okay, so Sagittarius Ascendant, you're very beautiful. There is something very, very beautiful, even though you don't understand it and you perhaps deny it. There is something very beautiful, and we just look at you like, what is you? And this is not very, maybe scary for you anymore. Perhaps you're used to your grandparents or somebody in the family just going like, oh, you pretty little thing. But seriously, in a certain age, it gets old and it gets a bit boring that people kind of like you and just invite you over. So what to do? Well, Ascendant in Sagittarius, you're not made to struggle, but you will. Just because you don't go where the current actually takes you. So have a look around. Who are you? Be freaking honest. Don't lie to yourself, because a lot of you guys lie yourself into oblivion and never get out. And I have to come back here again and again and again just to patch up old lives. So have a look. What are you? What are you? You don't know. Because quite often you're embarrassed. You might be a very, very simple, caring man who passes himself as a guru. You might be a very, very clever and creative man who's very caring and very loving, but he's so beautiful that he doesn't want anybody to know that he is. And also on the other side, you might actually be a beautiful, spontaneous kid of a lady. You might be a little child inside that never grows up and still likes the Spice Girls. Like a good friend of mine, yes. And then she grows up to be something that is sexy and strange. Just to show people that she's different than what they expected. Oh, you didn't expect that? Well, I'll give you this. That's a thing that Sagittarius Ascendant will do. And unfortunate for you, because quite often you can't tell yourself right from wrong for a long time. You could go into businesses which are requiring a very dark edge. But you will not survive, or you will, but you will not be able to get yourself back afterwards quite enough. For your Ascendant Sagittarius, no esoterics yet till you're older, no guruship ideas, no blood bone crap, nothing to do with the spooky, not at all anything to do with sex or tantra work, nothing. Even if you got Scorpio and Pluto and Neptune, crazy stuff happening. Quite often this is not the case though, and a push will come from a parent or from a nearby neighbor or from a family story that will make you curious and wonder, why did my dad get abused? And perhaps something in your psyche still stays around for a long time because you want to discover. You want to discover why people get molested, or you want to see why people can't commit to their wives. Why did my dad leave? Why did my mum not want him back? And this connects to you badly. So whoever you are, however old you are, have a look at the trauma and why you're still searching in the same direction you're going. Because quite often you'll be a very keen study of something that's not worth your time. So my baby, my beautiful baby, my beautiful that's interesting. My beautiful Sagittarius Ascendant. I would really like you guys to just stop worshipping the shadow, even if it's pretty, even if it's packaged as guru, even to the point where it's union with God. Did you know that Krishna is the real God? Nothing like that, because basically it drives you insane. There has to be a very, very purest idea of life. Very pure, and that is what we need. Oh, a sandwich. I'm eating a sandwich. Tastes like crap. I think the bread is stale. That's your wisdom. Oh my god, I can't sleep. I got weird things happening. I get all itchy. Oh, what is that? Oh my god, I've got like something on my skin, I think I might actually have a bug. Maybe I'll go check it out. Like, the sooner you discover things about the world that is just the ordinary world, the better. The quicker your discoveries about ordinary things like, oh my god, I've got a tummy cramp, oh my god, I think I'm not well, I gotta go to the doctor. The quicker your discovery, the better you are. If you are thinking, oh no, gurus don't do that, like you're sitting at a table of friends and you ate a lot of meat and your tummy is going crazy and you're like not telling anyone that you got a tummy ache because you don't want to look like an idiot in front of people, that's not good, because it's going to take you right to hospital later on. You have to look at the different sensations in your body. You've got to be very, very wary of the different ideas in your mind. You've got to be very, very onto it with every little reflex, every little attention to detail, everything that your mind picks up straight away, because it's true. And you don't usually turn up to places unless you're needed more. So for instance, if you're a lonely person, if you only had like maybe one or two people come over, yeah, yesterday's news. You need to let go of yesterday's news. You got to let go of everything because you need to be surrounded by disciples. You need to be always on the phone. Oh my God, okay, who's this? Michael? You okay? And you might say something like, oh, your voice sounds weird. You're right. You sound like you're coughing. You coughing? That is perfect. That's what we want. And it might be just like 2 minutes with Michael on the phone, 3 minutes with Josh, 4 minutes with Stephen. Every time you're talking to somebody else, you're changing the dimensions, you're switching them, and you're helping them grow for your own wisdom. And there might be 2 or 3 little words, even if you've got a very, very ascendant Mercury, something that you do is very, very small, very tiny idea, and you'll blow them all away. And a person goes, how did you know? I've been coughing for like weeks. I didn't actually notice I've been coughing for weeks. You got it. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you are perfect at noting things that are simple, but they're the wisest things to note. Sagittarius Ascendant, if your Sun or Moon Sagittarius, this is not for you. Find out your Ascendant below in the link. You have to know nothing else. You're not here, usually, most likely, to give us anything grand, because you know you're a healer. You know. And you think, I gotta work hard to deserve my status. No, 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 no. What you do is great. If you just show up at a table and go, who's got smelly feet? I can smell feet. Somebody's got to get something for those feet. Something like that. Tell it really quickly and it's done. It's just like you're just telling people of the symptoms of reality. Even if it's crass, even if you turn up and you snort when you're laughing and you're talking about South Park and then somebody comes in and you go, whoa, mate. You're like famous or something, walk in like a famous cat, something very small you might say, activates a person for life. I'm just saying, very, very tiny things. So the simpler your existence, the purer your conversation, because everything comes through innocence, everything comes through complete purity, and you're actually there on the dot every time. Tell you what, you can never be late. You can never be early, you can never be late. Everything that you do is like bang on. Even if you're lost, even if you're late, you're never late, you're not late, you're perfect every single time. And this is something that is right for you, perhaps to even say that you can never go wrong. Like, if you go into the dark things, you can go very, very, very wrong, but in a way it's like you keep on servicing anyway. Like, say if you do work for the shadow realms, there is something about you that keeps on doing things right for the shadow. It's very, very healing what you are, and it makes us feel so surprised every day just by you being there. I have an ex-boyfriend who is a Sagittarius Ascendant, and holy shit, he blows my mind. That person really, really takes me out of one dimension, puts me in another just by like coughing and clearing his throat. You know, there's something about you guys that is perfect for you if you can last it. What I mean is, if say you're here, anywhere, and you're always perfectly placed, but there's something about you that needs to be elsewhere, and you kind of got a feeling straight away like, no, you've got to go. But if you can last it, and you can imagine structuring something there, like say it's a group of people, but there's something about you that wants to hang around this group, unless it's dark. If it's light, if it's normal, if it's neutral, if it's plain inside. You know, if you are light, or if you're in a really, really nice, comfortable, confident situation, then you're like, I could help this person, and I could help this person, and I could do that for this guy, and I could do that for that guy, and I could definitely help these people out. That's when you need to be there, stay put. If you're walking into a situation and you're like, oh my god, I guess they're gonna make me do this. Oh, I don't know, I guess I should learn. Look, I should learn. No. Get out, get out. You should not learn a lot. You should not learn a lot. Unless you really need to. Like you feel like you need to. And it's not something that you think is worthless, but usually you're born. You're born. You know, you're born. You just are. And there's a quite curious correlation between you and Scorpio, I guess, as well, because you are born for a purpose. But there's usually too much shadow to really see it through. And this is a very good thing about you, Sagittarius Ascendants, is that Scorpio in some way heals you, but then Capricorn pulls you over and shifts you away. It's like you get raised and get pushed, and you get raised and pushed, and that's almost like your heart. That's something that is very well generated in your sign. The Ascendant of Sagittarius quite quickly learns to be in a heart, which is something that we're not used to here. Quite quickly learn what empathy really is. Like a Libra Ascendant would actually find you unreal. They would never believe that you actually are. But surprisingly, you guys could have really good conversations because you guys succeed. You know, you succeed. Even if you are lying to yourself all your life, even if you have sores and pains and everything, there is something about you that is definitely a success. With the entry towards things, definitely keep it down. Keep it simple and keep it quiet, what you are. Because you kind of know there is something you're holding that's very, very deep. If you're scattering yourself around, especially if you've got like a Virgo moon and say, for example, Virgo Mars, and you want to scatter yourself and show off, that's not a great idea. So basically keep it the simplest you can, keep it down. With the energy of your clothes, if you're entering into a new group, you do best if you're neat. If you are entering a new relationship, you usually know that you're going to do it. Even if he or she doesn't care, even if he or she is not there, there is a type of energy that you know. And sometimes you don't know, but quite usually there is a knowing that is beyond you that is going to be there. And this will mean that for you, if you are going to go on a date, it's like, even if it's a blind date, you may already care less. Like, you know, when you care less and you show up, there is a part of you that knows. But when you start sprucing up, and something about you needs to be held back, something about you gets a bit thoughtful, that's when you know you're going to meet somebody. For example, I mean, it's really hard for me to tell you to spruce up, especially for things, but I feel when you can tell yourself sprucing up, that's when you know something is coming. Why? Because Gemini is your descendant, and it's hoping for bigger things. It's always hoping for bigger things. It's a Gemini energy. So as you're coming out of things and you're sprucing up for something else, it will get there very quickly. So basically when you're ending things, if you're ending in strife, if you're ending like you want to mess up your hair and run away, you're never going to find it. Everything that you end has to be very done quickly and tidily. You cannot grab your hair and pull it out of your head. You cannot parade around, serenade under her window. You can't afford it because it'll keep you back, keep you way back, even though your heart is on fire, even though you are very, very good at these long-winded discussions in the dark, you know, why did you leave me? Everything like that has got to go quick, even to the point of imagine it as like a note that you're flushing down the toilet. It's never going to come back. You're flushing it down the toilet. Now spruce up. And that's the hardest thing for you guys, maybe. For some, not so much, but for others, yes. You need to let go quick. If you're not letting go, you're not over. You're not over. If you're not letting go, if you are looking at this person every day, if you're thinking about them to the point of tears, if you are looking forward to them even though it will never be the same, if you are looking back and thinking that person was the best human ever, if you are looking back, that's interesting because it's happened to me with a Sagittarian Ascendant, and it's never going to end. It's never going to end. And this person is almost like a trap for you, and you are almost like a trap there. So basically with people with romance, if you're over, you'll know, because you'll just shake yourself off, or there'll be something in you that'll go, dude, just show up to the next job appointment. She'll be alright. She'll be right. You're alright. And if you're in that fear, you know, if you're in that fear of like, leave me alone, I don't ever want to hear from you again, I don't ever want to see you, but then At the same time, you're trying very hard with another person, you're looking towards something, it can really corrupt you. And it can really corrupt itself as a cycle. So basically, say, for example, if you need somebody there and you're constantly on the lookout for somebody else, just shut that off. That's when things get easy for them, maybe, but they're not easy for you. You can take on their karma, you can work with them through the astral realms and take on everything they got. It's like a very, very hard thing, karma exchange for Sagittarius Ascendant. If you're still begging and wanting and pleading inside, or you're dying because they're not there, anything like that, you need to really give yourself the thought of them and put them in the best place possible. Give them a call. Give them a note to say, look, I need you to be well. I need you to be well. And then you will see your life lift up. You'll see yourself lift up very quickly, and you can actually shake yourself off and go forward maybe. Because you are a very detrimental person to know when you're upset, we can actually take ourselves out on you. We can take a lot of our shadow on you, and it means that we'll have to pay for it very, very fast. If we are ever in a relationship with a Sagittarius Ascendant, we cannot afford to give you guys a bad time. We got to very much be simple with you, and simple things do best. And simplicity does best because you regard us well, and this rewards us the best. If you can see that we're simple people, we're just trying to be human, I feel you can elevate us, and I feel you can actually grant us gifts. If you've seen somebody you know and you said to yourself, that person's great, in the simplicity of your heart, you've given them a huge design. You're like, oh, here, have you seen this? And it's like a new geometry of a new sphere of experience. But if you looked at somebody and you cannot, you cannot understand, you cannot let go, you cannot be any type of other person than what you were with them, there's a hardship for you both, and it'll continue for a longer time than it ends. Quite often it's like a dance with death. You know, like say, for example, you let go of a boyfriend, you still keep on calling him in your mind, and you can never pick up the phone, and you're embarrassed and ashamed of yourself. That's dark only for you, you think. That's them having like a theatrical explosion inside. They're going through the darkest parts, but you're not there to see it. And very often you guys can die in the same day as the person you've always been with, in a way, even though, say, for example, you've had a few different partners and a few different jobs. And it can be like a very, 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 very guru thing as well, even to the point where you exited your world. Usually very well timed, the exits too, but unfortunate if you're not ready to let go. So if you are exiting something, if you exited, curiously, you might exit at the same time as them, even develop feelings for them after, through the realms and after realms and beautiful different dimensions you can go together as souls, with which you can connect to them for life. And this is really hard for me to maybe explain, but my ex-boyfriend committed suicide attempt when we broke up, and he had a Sagittarius Ascendant, and we are not done. We're not finished, because that was bonding, and it's really, really sorrowful for me to see him there and me here, and it's become a beautiful thing that we've developed a friendship again, but it's really, really harsh. Like, this energy can only really be through prayer and through peace of mind recreated anew, but it usually takes a long time, up to like freaking hundreds of years, just to recoil the old stuff. So basically, Sagittarius Ascendant, don't freak out, it's okay. Burdens come and they lift quickly if you have faith in God. Basically, because you're very interesting wired, keep it simple, keep it fresh, keep it tidy. Even if it's late starting for you, if you've been into the dark arts for a long time, suddenly you find faith in yourself, faith in reality, faith in God maybe. You need to start putting things tidy, everything tidy, neat and tidy. Remind yourself, I'm just eating a sandwich, I'm just eating a sandwich, I'm just going for a walk, I'm just applying for a job. And the simpler tasks pay off, definitely. If you needed to, you could commit to public service, you could help somebody clean their house. You can become, like my ex-boyfriend, a plumber. You know, you can become somebody very simple and do very simple things, and through that task making, your karma is cleared over time. So thank you very much, Sagittarius Ascendants. If you're not sure how to leave things behind, say for example, you've been at the same job for a long time and you know it's not paying you well or paying you in energy well. Okay, quite often a lot of the damage stuff that you do, if you do bad stuff to you, it's not easy to unwind. It's not easy to unwind. It's very, very easy though to end things on a good note, on a private conversation with somebody. Like say for example, if you ever wanted to leave your home behind and you wanted to get another home, just have a conversation with the person that owns the home for 2 or 3 minutes and you might find that it falls right off you very quickly. If you needed to leave the country behind, talk to an ambassador very quickly. Say, what do I need? What are the papers? You might actually leave for good. Say if you ever wanted to leave a person behind, you might actually just talk to them and say, look, this is not working, but you have to be sure. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Quite often people just kind of drop off very, very quickly. And if you need to be with someone again, like say if you want to, because you are a karmic energy, you got Saturn in front of you and Pluto behind you, because you got Capricorn in front of you and Scorpio behind you. It's not easy. So basically, because you're karmic energy, it would be very nice and neat to form your life where you can go backwards and tell people you're sorry, or where you can actually still have the contact details of the previous job, your previous employers, and you have contact details of your previous needs and wants, and definitely keep in touch with your parents. Thank you very much, Sagittarius Ascendant. If you'd like to know a little bit more about you personally, please let me know and I'll do a special reading, special soul reading for you, and we'll find out more. Thank you very much and hope you have a wonderful time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.